So we'll start the Skillathon now then. Okay. Hope you all are able to see my screen.
Yes, Aditya.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for being here for today's Skillathon. Thank you, juries, as well, for taking your time to be a part of this Skillathon. My name is Aditya, and I'll be your host for the next couple of hours. So, before we go further, I will give you a small introduction on what is Skillathon and why IPL always emphasizes on the Skillathon. Skillathon is an event where the top performing learners demonstrate their understanding of skills and application of the same in the context of real world product idea as a part of their learning journey to industrial practitioners and other learners. So this will be done. Uh, we always talk the IPL mantra, that is doing by learning. So that is going to be implemented here. And now we will see what product management certification program is. It is a globally recognized program, assurance of skills versus knowledge. It is based on career transition and acceleration, and mainly learning by doing. And here we have two juries with us. Unfortunately, Mr. Naveen could not be a part of this due to some medical emergency. And now we have Yatharth Bansal and Subha Sethumadhavan. Yatharth Bansal is a senior product manager at Uber, and Subha Sethumadhavan, she is a principal global product manager at Microsoft. Once again, a warm welcome to you, ma'am and sir. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a wonderful juries for today. We will go further with the event. And this is the guidelines that we have, that every participants will get 10 minutes of time to present and followed by 5 minutes of feedback from the juries. So on the 7th minute, I'll be giving you a heads up. I'll be having a timer with me and I'll give you a heads up on 7th minute, and 10th minute, it will be a hard stop. Only juries can ask question to the participant after the presentation. And here the best thing is not only the juries, but also the viewers can give their votes to the presenter. I'll be sharing a QR code on the screen. You can keep your phones ready after the presentation. You can scan the QR code and you can give the vote for the presenters. Now, for the presenters of the day, we have team one, that is Mohit, Dhatri, and Ramya. Mohit, Dhatri, Ramya, you're there?
Yeah.
So who is going to present the screen now?
I'll just take over the screen share.
So who is it? Is it Dhatri?
Dhatri.
Okay.
Dhatri. So, can you give me the access to share my screen, please?
Yes, you should be able to share your screen now.
Yes, I can. Let me know once you can see the screen.
Okay.
Yes, we can see.
Once you start, I'll start the timer here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Please
Dhatri,
start
you
the
can
time.
start.
Yeah. So, hi everyone, good evening. So, this is we are three friends meeting after a long time. So, this is how the introduction goes for our product. Hey Ramya, how have you been?
Hey guys, it's been ages, Ramya. Why do you look so exhausted? And who is this?
Hey guys, it's been crazy. The one in my hands, I own a pet dog now, and I named it as Bubble. This is Bubble.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yes. I never knew this would be so exhausting, Dhatri. It's very draining. I'm feeling very anxious if I'm buying the right product for my pet.
I can understand, Ramya. I mean, see, but you're not alone. In just 5 years, the pet market has grown so rapidly. More people are pet owners, or they're becoming pet owners, and approximately 70% of them, pet owners, are new pet owners. So, but as the market grows, the experience has become more complicated. There are too many products, too much information available, and instead of making things easier, it often creates confusion. Without proper guidance, new pet owners may end up choosing the wrong product, and that can lead to allergies and whatnot and other health issues.
True, Mohit. You know what? As a new pet parent, I want to be confident about my choice of products, but I don't know what products are specific to my pet's breed. With so much clutter in product feeds across various online platforms, I end up feeling very overwhelmed and also stressed of being a bad parent. All I really want is to choose what is safe and best for my pet's breed.
Oh, Ramya. By the way, your bubble is very, very cute. But I totally get it. It is frustration to find the right product for your bubble. It would be great, right? If you're not lost in the ocean of the research and you're always panicking, is that right product for me or not? Would it be harmful or not? So, do you know? I think I just know the perfect platform for you. I came across this product. I don't quite remember the name, but they give the skill or product recommendations for you, and it would be a very much of help for you and your bubble as well. So they have something like a starter kits also, which will give you an easy products to shop for instead of choosing over millions and millions of products. So yeah, Mohit, do you remember we were just talking about it yesterday, right?
Yes, it's Pet World.
Ah, yes, that's the one.
So, folks, we did this sample customer interview, and this was Olympics experienced pet owner. So we asked few questions, and the insights which we got was two. First is that they mostly rely on customer feedbacks or other reviews, and second, they are not aware of what exactly which product is best or most relevant for their pets.
Also, we have launched the survey. We took about 1 week to get the responses. We have about 16 of responses of majority ones are already owning a pet, and we've got interesting insights that they prefer buying products online. They do research and they buy from the trusted sources. So we have this myth that only food is what pet owners prefer to buy, but there are now Gen Zs and millennials are more invested into accessories, toys, and treats as well. And also, we were trying to look on the how many of them own which of the pets. So, majority, what we've got the responses are majority of them own dogs or cats. So, to further understand is it real or not, we have also conducted a secondary research via AI, and we have done a Google searches, and we try to check. So, this is our Indian statistics where majority of the people are owning new pet owners, and they are drastically spending almost to an average of 1 lakh rupees per year. And also we have checked the split of the pets. So our original pet product idea was to cater to all the types of pet owners, but as part of the MVP we are focusing on dogs and cats, as you can see the majority of the owners it can be a new pet owners or existing pet owners. More than 90% of them are either dogs and cat owners. We've also have this category of spending who spends more on foods and treats and accessories and gear as well. So moving on to our MVP.
So as part of our MVP, we are just focusing on three parts. That is understanding their requirement, then intelligence or recommendation, and the third is execution. First, we'll understand their basic information about their pet, what kind of pet do they have, age, weight, etc. And based on this information, our recommendation engine will suggest few products which are truly relevant for them instead of showing hundreds of products. And this saves time and confusion. And for first-time parents, we are also offering a few curated bundles of essentials, which based on their pet profile, so they don't have to guess what to buy, what to not. And third is execution, where whenever user decides to buy, we will simply redirect them to the original product link. So in short, we are just we are understanding the pet, recommending the right product, and making buying simple.
Yes. So, while we were coming up with the MVP scope, we have come across few of the assumptions we took is based on the surveys we have conducted, on the customer interviews we have took. So these are the basic assumptions that users would rather in the AI generation where everything is on Gemini, Claude, or Perplexity. People would really love to see the recommendations in a very short and easy way rather than looking on the hours and hours of research. We've also looked at the revenue model as well. So right now we have these affiliate commissions coming up when the users would buy, when they are redirected from our platform, they would place the product.
Dhatri, you
And
have 3 more minutes.
yeah, we are almost towards the end, Aditya. So, these are some of the critical assumptions we have done. So, the other are that people who are really are seeking for a bundle product. They would rather have a app over website because everything we do it via mobile. So, these are our basic assumptions where we've tried to validate our assumptions along the way.
Yeah, coming to our MVP experiments, so we built an MVP focused on a personalized curation engine for first-time pet owners using a breed-specific discovery feed to test which segments showed the highest interest. We also built a landing page and to measure the engagement and validate the research burnout problem. And we also conducted customer interviews, which revealed that users struggle more with choosing the right product than the pet care itself. Okay, and we also validated these insights through a survey, again, which confirmed the need for a recommendation engine and also supported our problem statement. So we also developed an AI generated explainer video, which also received positive feedback. So we are continuing to monitor the landing page and the video engagement, and we are going to iterate on game creators based on these learnings. So this is our landing page. So it explains a brief summary about our platform, and once a user logs in, he can enter details such as pet ownership, whether he is a first time or an experienced pet owner, the type, pet breed, the age, which powers a personalized product feed and starter kits. So customers can order directly, and we earn a commission on each purchase. And so that, and also coming to the the explainer video. Can you move to the next slide?
Ramya, you're there?
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, can you play the video?
First-time pet parent, stop wasting money on wrong products your dog will never use. Here's how smart pet stores are changing the game. It starts with 2 simple profiles. First, they figure out if you're new to this or a seasoned pro. New parents get educational guidance while veterans get straight to the high-spec stuff they want. Then comes your pet's profile: breed, age, weight, the works. This data becomes the fuel for a personalized recommendation engine that does all the scouting for you. Instead of drowning in thousands of products, you only see what actually fits your specific pet. Just the right products at the right time for your furry family member.
Yeah, so whatever we have explained till now, we have consolidated that into our business model canvas, which is this.
Yeah.
And we are also open for Q&A.
Okay, thank you so much. So you're done with this, your presentation?
Yes. Yes.
You're on time. You're just on time. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Um, Yatharth sir,
Yeah,
you can go ahead. You can ask them questions and you can give them feedback as well.
yeah. Can you just go to the previous slide, please?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think if you can help quickly summarize in one-liners,
Mhm.
what is that one-liner problem statement which you are trying to solve here? And what is the biggest current challenge in the current landscape, right? So I think that's what if you can help me explain in one line, while I have a high level idea, but want to understand from you if you can just explain in one line is both these things.
Okay. So as part of MVP, we are solving this majority of
No,
problem
no, what
where
you're solving is different
okay.
problem statement. MVP
Yeah.
is what you'll solve first,
Yes.
but what exactly is the problem? Let's start with that.
So there are too many fragmented places and too many products out there for pets. And right now, pet owners are too invested in the trusted sources and doing the research, and they really do not know what products are right for their pet. So we are trying to be that aggregator, solving that problem where we can give them the one source of all the products which would be relevant to their own pet breed.
So you will be like an affiliate for Amazon, Flipkart, and all that. You'll show that, okay, this is your breed, this is the age, so this is the best product. Here is the link you can go and purchase from a Flipkart or Amazon, right?
So yes, as part of MVP, we are trying to be the affiliate aggregators, but later in future stages, we would add more features into it and try to be a direct order placing. So we can directly place on behalf of the customer with Amazon and get the products to them.
Got it.
We
So
want,
you're not redirecting, but you will just basically like it make a little more seamless, right?
yeah,
That
that's the end goal.
got it. The second question I have is that where are they struggling today? For example, you're saying that they don't know which product is right for the pet. How will you
Hmm.
solve that particular problem? How will you identify that for this breed and age group, this is the right product? How are you going to do that? Because that's the heart of the problem, right?
Yes. So we are trying to use the AI recommendation tool over there by many of the customer reviews. We will also back it up with the vet recommendations as well, and based on that, we will curate the products which is specific to dogs. Again, there would be specific to breeds as well, based on the life stages as well. We will try to curate the products using the AI engine.
No, I think AI is a way to make your things fast, right?
Yes.
That you don't have to, let's say, invest 6 months building a model. AI will help you.
Yes.
What leaving that AI said, what clarity I need is that what all other factors will you count in? Because I think with AI, right, what you'll say is,
Hmm.
okay, on the basis of reviews, on the basis of X, Y, Z. So what all data on which you'll do? Reviews is one thing I could get. What
Yes.
other things will you look at?
Reviews the top products. So, how many varieties of them are there based on the
What
life
is the
stages?
definition of top product?
So if I own a dog which is maybe 6 months old, for me, the top products which I would be actually looking for is maybe a chew toy or relevant shampoos. So based on that, I would show them the top products which they have to buy right now, which is more relevant to their pet.
Just to understand this, I think you are
Mhm.
trying to say that basis your, I mean, if you don't know what is required for your pet, we'll just recommend at that time. It's not more
Yes.
around, I want this shampoo, I want this thing. It's not for that. It's about, oh, my pet is 6 months. What all things can I purchase or what are
Yes.
relevant? And on the basis of
Yes.
that, you suggested.
That
Okay.
is that we are targeting for MVP, but in the future stages, we would also have a similar to a Amazon marketplace, how we can just search for the shampoos. So when if I am a, let's say, poodle owner and I'm searching for a shampoo based on the pet profile I have in my logged in session, based on that the product recommendation would come up for the customers.
Okay. Got it. cool. I think that answers my question. Shubha, in case you have something.
How are you going to, my first question is, how would you differentiate yourself from, like, somebody can just get into Amazon and look for the best, say, a product for a dog and so on, and that would actually create the bestseller and recommendations. So
Yes.
what's your USP compared to some of these marketplaces? I see that you're also being an e-commerce platform, but integrating with the third-party marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart. So
Yes.
from a recommendation standpoint, I understand as the platform keeps running, you learn from which the user is buying more and all. But like when you start greenfield, how are you going to give that recommendation and stay? What's your USP compared to some of those other third-party marketplaces where they can just go?
Yeah. So currently we do also have competitors in the market like Super Tails and Heads Up for Tails. So they do also have so Super Tails also have a recommendation engine, but what they recommend is product. So our USP would be the recommendation engine, which would give a personalized feed for them, which is relevant to their breed. So right now, the market we have is solely focused on cats and dogs, and more importantly on dogs. So what we are targeting as a end stage product is not just for cats and dogs, but also for other pet owners like rabbits or turtles or birds and as well. And we would be giving them the personalized feed instead of a random these are the shampoos which are relevant, but we would share that this is the feed which is more beneficial to your poodle dog example. So that would be our USP and differentiator from our competitors.
So, in the entire process, right? Like, it's a two-part question, basically.
Mhm.
Where do you think it's a more of a supply demand platform that we're looking at, right? The supply is from the customer, like the demand is from the customer, and you gotta have the supply chain running, which for now is like the third-party integrations. So, in the
Yes.
whole process, where do you think there has to be human in the loop, and have you planned for that? And then, two, have you done an ROI of this? So, if I put all of this, what's the ROI, and how am I going to kind of make
Uh,
a margin out of this? And what is one point, third part of that is, what do you think is your first metric when you roll this out that you want to really focus?
so we are still in the initial stages of we are still in the ideation part where coming up to the revenue model right now for supply chain we haven't we are trying to keep it off human. We are trying users redirecting them to the respective marketplaces to buy it. So for now we are not having a human interference, at least in the supply chain place. And coming to the revenue model, we are targeting for the affiliate commissions, and we would also have the ad spaces if there is any new product which is getting launched by any of the vendors. They can place their ads there, and that would be a ad commission we would be getting. But the first metric which I would like to track is the number of customer signups and active users. At the same time, I would also like to track my customer acquisition fee and marketing fee. So those are the few things which, for starters, I would like to track.
Over to you, Yatharth, for any feedback.
Yeah, I'm content with the questions. I can give my overall feedback. So I think, and again, maybe I'll just come to the score later, but I would think overall feedback. So I think first of all, thanks for putting this together. I know basically this would have taken a lot of time and consideration. So I think overall, I think it's a great job, and thanks for putting this overall. And I think the storyline, I was able to understand this. My only concern here is primarily around that the way you have very easy access to AI. Why
Mhm.
can't Amazon build a co-pilot where somebody can just chat around and say, I am a new pet owner, this is the age, and can you recommend? So
Mhm.
the way you will build for them, also doing that very easy integration for a pet today and for a kid tomorrow, or whatever is very, very simple now, right? That barrier to
Yes.
entry is very low. So
Yes.
let's say you begin something, you do something well there, and they'll realize, oh, now this is a big market, because that's what Amazon does, right? Which is a
Yes.
top selling product, and let's
Yes.
basically build it within our brand. So that's something, the barrier to entry by that main marketplace is very, very low, and immediately they do it, and your business completely crashes down. So that's
Mm-hmm.
my only concern with this one. So for
Mm-hmm.
that reason, I will basically rate it at 3, the overall thing, primarily because the way things are moving, and I see a lot of threat with these AI stuff, right? Because you're
Mm-hmm.
building, but tomorrow there can be a very quick threat from the big company. So yeah, that's my overall
Mm-hmm.
feedback.
Okay. I can
Over
I
to you.
think
quickly. Yeah, yeah, sorry.
You have something to say, Datri?
Yeah, so I totally agree with you. The entry of barriers are low, but what the coming up generations are more looking is about
I think I lost that.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Her screen is frozen.
product can easily build it, but our differentiator is about capturing the entire pet profile and giving recommendations based on the pet. So that would be a big differentiator. Now Amazon gives A to Z products, so it's solely investment on a complete capturing pet profile and giving out the products would be a little difficult. But I see uh, competitors like Super Tails or Half doing it, but still they are still focusing on just dogs and cats. But we would be launching it for all the pet owners, not just for dogs and cats. So that is the differentiator. Right now, we don't have any other platform out there who is also catering to that niche pet owners right now.
Thank you, Datri.
Yeah. Thank you.
Over to you, ma'am. Your
yeah,
scores,
sure.
please.
Sure. So I have feedback on similar lines. I like the interactive storytelling and the presentation a lot. I think that was very interesting, very easy to follow, and also like the way you've done a lot of research to show the statistics. My feedback is mainly on same lines that I'm not able to see a very clear USP of this platform versus any other marketplace that's out there that is selling all these products. And I feel like you can actually differentiate it with different methods to bring the attract the customers into you. So I would have kind of drilled down into that to show how you would actually attract them here, and also a view of bringing SMEs into of this field that is going to be supporting this platform and so on. So that strengthens your USP. And I would also, even before an MVP, would do like a ROI analysis. If I'm going to do this, how am I going to take this through in future, and very clear vision statement, problem statement, like Yatharth said, and what's an ROI that I'm having in mind. So if you are actually presenting to the to say a VC, he will look for that. How are you going to take the
Yes.
business forward, and how do you think you're going to make the money here and so on. So I think it can get sharper in that. So my score is 3.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your feedbacks and scores. So now it's time for viewers to vote. Okay, I think you are able to see my screen and you can see the QR code. You can take your phones and scan the QR code and you can vote team 1. Dhatri, Mohit, Ramya. Okay, thank you so much for your response. We'll have the scores here now. . Thank you so much, Team 1. And next, it is Team 2, which is Komal, Anand, James, and Deepak.
Yeah. So can I
Who?
share my screen?
Sure,
Ananda
Anand.
here. Yeah.
Yes. Uh,
You have disabled.
yes. Now you should be able to share your screen. You're able to? Okay.
Yeah. Let me know once it is visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay.
You have all the members in your team?
Yeah. Yeah. They are here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I will start.
Sure. Your time starts now. You
Yeah.
can start.
Yeah. Good evening, panel members, and good evening, all the audience for this event, as well as the participant. Today, we are going to talk about this product idea from our team, which is about Easy Learn. Uh, Imagine a busy parent, a working parent, who is desperate to teach and help their child score good marks in the exam, but they don't have sufficient time to spend with the child. And whatever little time is available, they want to utilize it effectively. And also think about a private tutor who is very passionate about teaching concepts, but they are taking classes for multiple children, and they have to spend sufficient time also, creating assessment, evaluating, and tracking progress. They share a common problem, right? They are more passionate about teaching the concepts, but they are also bogged down by the inefficient process of assessing the child's progress. So this is where Easy Learn comes into the picture. Today, we know that there are lots of edtech platforms and solutions which focus on providing a lot of learning contents, right? We notice that they are, it looks like, it is kind of substituting or replacing the mentors. But we as a team believe that the human element in education is something irreplaceable. So instead of replacing the mentors, our focus is to empower them. And this is where, Easy Learn comes into the picture, which is an AI powered platform which leverages technology to support the teaching of parents or the mentors, right? In the case, private tutors. So this platform helps create personalized assessment based on specific topics, curriculums, boards, etc. It can also track the progress over a period of time. It can also compare scores across user for benchmarking, and it also gives unique insights, the strengths and focus areas for the children, right? So the teachers, the mentors can only focus on face-to-face teaching concept for the child, but the cumbersome job of creating, evaluating, and tracking progress can be taken care by this platform. The result, the teachers can actually spend more time on teaching concepts with data-driven precision through the insights that are gained from this platform. And parents also get a complete insights of their child's learning journey. And obviously for the children, they can also take personalized exam and have a good user experience. This transforms the manual process that exists today into a affordable, efficient, and data insightful uh, experience. So this is what we are trying to do. As you can see here, it's a test prep platform as a positioning which we are trying to place, where student can take personalized test, and they can also get instant feedback, identify the strength, weaknesses, etc. Right. So the problem what we see is that today parents and private tutors are struggling effectively in preparing students because of the inefficient process, because they lack efficient data-driven tools to generate assessments, identify learning gaps, and track progress. Right. So this is what we are trying to solve. Over to Komal.
Thank you, Anand. Good evening, everyone. So, takeover. To validate this problem, we conducted users surveys and user interview with parents and tutors. And our goal here was to understand actually how they currently assess students, how they track the progress of their children, what limitations exist in the textbooks and the question banks, which is the hindrance for them to go ahead and what their ideal exam preparation solution would look like. Now, these insights actually helped us build an understanding of the user needs before designing our solutions. So we on to the empathy map. From this, what we did was to better understand our users. We created an empathy map, and from the user interviews, we learned that the tutors and parents, they were wanting for a simple tool to track academic progress. We also understood that they were actually feeling frustrated due to the time spent creating and evaluating the tests, and they were often relying on Google textbooks or external materials. They also wanted something. They believed that the concept based learning or independent problem solving are important, not always relying on the technology. So they focused and emphasized more on this. Now, this helped us identify their pain points and motivations, which guided the design of our product. So, the persona part, Deepak would be explaining further. Over to you, Deepak.
Deepak, I guess you're speaking on mute.
Okay. Sorry, yeah. Uh, Thanks, Komal. Good evening, everyone. So, our first primary persona is working parents. Many parents want to support their children during exams, but often lack in times and a structured tool to track progress. They also struggle in identifying which subject their child is weak in. The next persona is personal tutor. A personal tutor who believes in conceptual clarity, rigorous practice, and personalized attentions, who manage multiple students and often spend time in creating tests, evaluating answers, and identifying weak areas of the student. Next persona is our end user of the platform is student for preparing their exams. Student need consistent practice, quick feedbacks, and clarity on their weak areas to improve their performance. So how EasyLearn works? EasyLearn solve all these problems by providing a AI generated assessment, instant feedback, and a clarity on clear progress insights. Thank you. Over to James.
So, Ananta has already discussed about what we are focusing on. So, like he has mentioned, we are focusing on parents and tutors and help them to, make this entire process more efficient and also help the, help give more help to the kids and support their education in a better way. And as we understand their pain points, it's mostly around, as we all know, like, creating test and
James,
then
you have 3 more minutes.
So it's creating tests and then evaluating it's a very time consuming and tedious process. And sometimes we will carry away with that, especially with tutors, when you evaluate 10 or 15 students, assessment, in between you might lose the track, you won't be able to track them properly and assess, okay, where they lack, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, where they need it. So our solution basically come up with the app that simplify the entire process. They can instantly generate tests, automatically evaluate it, and also identify the strong and weak areas where they can actually, teach them the concept and then give personalized suggestions for them. This also helps parents to save time and track their child's monitoring, especially for tutors as well, to understand and monitor the progress of each child. And it also helps them to, learn more efficiently and make the entire learning process much more fun. And coming to our hypothesis, next slide. So coming to assumption and hypothesis, one of the most critical assumption that we have is the current AI solutions that's already there in the market will be able to evaluate these handwritten answer sheets and then come up with the right solution for that. And eventually that can translate to understand the strengths and weaknesses. But if we don't have an index for that, we need to understand it better. And secondly, the amount of the amount that the tutors and even the parents are willing to pay for this product. We are further we have evaluated that and understand it better. Over to Ananta for the final review.
Yeah. So basically, in the MVP, we want to validate the desirability and the feasibility. From the feasibility perspective, like what James said specifically, we want to focus how AI can evaluate the answers, whether it's able to generate the questions properly without any hallucination, right? So that is what we want to validate. So I can quickly also show the prototype that we have developed. So this is the prototype that we have created to get also feedback from the customers or the users that we are trying to meet. So this is the dashboard where customers can choose the specific subject, and within the specific subject they can also choose subtopics, because it is not that they are going to take a complete exam all the time. Sometimes once a specific chapter is completed, they can also take a test specifically on that part, for example probability, or within probability also they can take a specific subtopic. And here we also have option to do it as a practice or take as a mock test with scores. They can also choose the scores, and this can also be downloaded as a question paper, because some parents in our interviews also said they wanted a downloaded question paper. Online test is also possible. They can take and submit the answers, and there is also a dashboard available where they can see the progress, right? So here the parents can see, or the tutors can see.
Anand,
Yeah,
your time is up. Okay,
yeah,
you can take
yeah,
another 30 seconds
yeah, yeah.
and
So it is
present.
done. Yeah, it's almost done. Yeah. So they can also see exactly where they are strong, where they are need improvement, and how they are kind of practicing, what is their streak and recent activities, right? So this is what we wanted to present. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team 2. Yes, sir.
Yeah, cool. So I think thanks a lot, guys, for presenting this. Few questions.
Yeah.
So one thing I would like to understand is that how big of a problem it is today, because the way I see this is that these tuition teachers, let's say, have been into this space, and this space has been running for what, more than a couple of decades, right? Or
Yeah.
maybe even more than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how big of a problem? Because I think you highlighted that tutors are finding it difficult to create content or create tests and all. So is that, I mean, what's the biggest problem in the whole end-to-end solution which you're building?
Yeah.
Because some of the things were already happening today. So, but where is that biggest gap, or what's that biggest problem, or basically will be the focus on of your product to solve that? So I just want to basically get clarity on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So from a parent perspective, like I said, the problem is that the working parents, they don't have enough time. So whenever the time they get, when they want to kind of assist the child in preparation, specifically this comes close to exams, they want to kind of give some assessments and see how they are doing, and kind of focus on weak points. So then what happens? The challenge is that first is they need to understand, because sometimes the answer key will not have all the details. They need to understand the steps what is written by the child and figure out where they have made the mistake, whether it is concept or whether it is an oversight. Now what happens is that sometimes some parents are good, they can do that. Many parents may struggle with that because they are out of touch with the concepts, so they might need some time, so then they are not able to efficiently support the child, right? So the same thing what happens is that after 1 or 2 months they do not know where exactly is the strong and weak areas, which they have to kind of reassess, right? So that tracking they don't do. That is the problem from the parent side. From the tutor side, what we see is that we also spoke to 1 or 2 tutors. So they said that they are not able to scale, right? Today maybe they are taking 20, 30 children, but more than that they are not able to take, because this assessment and all those things they are not able to do efficiently. And we also notice is that today this is like an underserved market, where there is no kind of applications or tools available for them to use efficiently, right? So when we showed this concept, they said this will be good, because today they are rehashing the old question papers, or whatever is available in the internet they are downloading and using it. But this can actually help them create a variety of questions with different difficulty. Then it will be easy for them to evaluate who is doing good and who is doing bad. Then they can focus effectively on teaching the concept. So this is what we are trying to validate through this MVP as well.
Got it. So I think talking more about tutors, and I think you said that they're not able to scale. So I'm not sure how much on board I am with that idea, because scale is more on teaching. I don't know how much is it on assessment, that if they have to take from a 25 to 50, how will this just one thing help? maybe there are other even maybe bigger roadblocks which needs to be solved for, and what your focus is primarily on the assessment side. So I think that's something is one I think would like to understand more, or I think something you should give it a little more
Yeah,
thought.
yeah.
The other thing is that who exactly is your I mean, what's your revenue model here?
So here the revenue model is obviously the subscription model where per subject or multiple subjects they can choose. That is one option. Another
No,
option
no,
what
sorry.
we are
You are getting it from the parent or the tutor? I'm confused there.
so this is like we are focusing like a B2C in the beginning. B2C we are considering parents and tutors. So either the parent can kind of subscribe this product, or tutor can subscribe the product and they can use it, right? So the first entry
Mm-hmm.
into the market is through B2C, but over a period of time we are also thinking whether we can take it to schools, right? Because school anyway there are teachers who can teach the concept. So this tool can be something they can also use for creating assessments for their children, but that is at a later part of time. But initial entry to the market is B2C with focus on teachers and private tutors and parents.
Yeah, but I think with B2C, is it the parent paying? Is it the tutor paying? I am confused
Ah,
on
so
that.
now let us say I am a parent, right? I see online that I am looking for tools which can actually help me create assessment. So then I can subscribe it and I can use it, right? And there could also be a tutor who is also looking for similar tools, and they can also subscribe it, right? It is not necessary that we are not looking from a child perspective that both tutor and parent are working together on this topic. This is a tool that can be used independently by the tutor, and it can also be used independently by the parent as well.
And what is meant by independently by the tutor? What will they do?
No, this is not that the tutor purchases it and kind of collaborates with the parent, right? That is not what we are looking at.
So exactly how is it? Sorry, I'm finding it a
Uh,
little
so
difficult
so
to
what what I'm trying to say is that this is a tool, right? There are two segments here. One
understand.
customer segment is tutor and another customer segment is parent.
So basically, how is the tutor using this tool? Tutor is saying that, okay, I will subscribe, which means
Yeah,
I'll pay you X rupees every month. And
exactly.
then my students can then have a
Yeah, yeah,
login. They'll
exactly,
basically
exactly,
use it for free.
exactly. Yeah.
So they'll take it basically for N students. This is what I'm paying, and they'll
Correct.
get
Yeah.
N login.
Correct. Yeah.
On the
Exactly.
other hand, you're saying that with parents, they can have a login.
Yeah.
So, but there's no connection with the tutor,
No
which
connection with the tutor. Yeah.
so it's primarily an assessment app, which is like they'll be asking their kids, please take this
Exactly.
assessment so that
Exactly.
I know. Okay, okay.
Exactly. So basically, the buyer. That is why we said the buyer persona is parent or tutor, and they are also users because they are going to use the insights that is generated, and they are also going to decide what assessment the child will take. The child's part is only taking the assessment and submitting the answers, right? That part will be the child. So basically the parent or the tutor can create profiles, and they can add the students, and then they can assign the assessment to the students or the children.
Got it, got it, got it. Okay. Uh, cool. No, I think, yeah, that answers all my questions.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Over to you,
So,
ma'am.
yeah, sure. So I understand that, like, there are set of students who would go for a lot of these coaching classes,
Yeah.
which is all done in a very big scale, and they will have their own systems which will do it.
Yeah.
So your area of focus is kids who don't go for that, but then
Exactly.
parents are trying to coach them themselves, or they
Exactly.
have a private tutor at a home or an online mode who will kind of teach the students, and they are not going for the regular coaching systems because they have their own LMS systems and question answers,
Exactly.
assessment, and
Exactly.
all of that.
Exactly.
So this is your subset focus area, right? Like,
Yeah.
so that I understood well, and I think there is a problem there today. How are you looking at uh, the market analysis? So these are the you taken like I say a target market and so many students,
Yeah.
and out of this much percentage is is being coached by the parent themselves or a private coach, not going for those regular coaching. So, have you analyzed that part of the market that you need to really
Yeah,
that
yeah,
would be, using this
correct. Yeah.
platform?
Yeah. So we did a market sizing. Basically, we figured out that the target market, right? TAM is around 123 million if we consider from K6 to K12, 6 to 12 standard. And initially, we decided to focus on 10th to 12th because that is where people are more focused on the exam and preparation stuff, which actually came close to a SAM of 69 million. And in that we considered a share of market of 6.9 million, right? So that is what our SOM is. We also compared what obviously the competitors are doing. For example, in physics wala, there are already kind of 10 million students who have subscribed. Similar products, we see that 5 to 10 million students have subscribed. But this is the thing, we also thought that maybe they are paying slightly higher there, because that also includes the learning part. uh, so we conservatively estimated that there could be a 6.9 million children who will only kind of prefer uh, only on the assessment part, where they are actually going to some private tuitions nearby, or they are taking support of their parents, right? So your point of exactly looking at how many people are going to tuition is something we didn't try out, but that is a good point which we can also look into.
Okay, yeah, it does answer the question. And so, are you looking at from a license or subscription standpoint? If it's parent, it's mostly a single user license, but if it's a coach, it could be a multi-user license now. So you will differentiate by the personal or the number of
Yeah.
users.
So what we initially thought is that subscription model for the parents. We thought subscription model. It could be for combined, like for example, 10th standard, one bundle we can offer in a subscription price. That is one possibility. Or they could take it specifically for one particular subject, say maths or science they want. They can also do that. For the tutors, obviously, we looked at the possibility that there could be multiple people. Then how to figure that out was a challenge. So then another thought was that we could also charge per assessment, right? For every assessment that they are assigning, we could also charge them. But then again, because we have this feature of kind of uh, uh, taking it as a PDF copy, right? Offline also possible. So there is a possibility that teacher can take a PDF and distribute it to multiple students. But now in our app, we also have this feature of AI-based evaluation, right? Our thought is that student will still write the answers in a proper answer sheet with pen and paper. But we are thinking that if we are able to kind of upload this answer and evaluate it through AI, then that will be also beneficial for the tutors. So then in that case, per evaluation we could charge. Then question generation could be free, but evaluation per evaluation we can charge. So these are the things that we have currently thought about, but we need to experiment and figure out which is the right pricing model.
And what are the competitive um, platforms today in the market? Have you looked at that? Physics
Today,
wala
today actually there are specifically edtech platforms like Vedantu is there, Physics Wala is there, and Mbibe I saw, which is actually also kind of acquired by Reliance. They also have this. But all these apps, if you look at it, they are morely kind of marketing the learning, right? They have teachers or online content, on-demand learning platform, doubt clarification. So these are the things that are available, which they are protecting. Obviously, they have adaptive assessments and all those things are there. But I also noticed that the UI is like a lot of cluttered and so much information is there, which is not very friendly if we are going to access it. And I also noticed that there are some applications which are specific for exam preparation. For example, there was a app called test book was there, but then they are not focusing on one particular segment. They are mostly focusing school exams as well as for the IIT preparation or UPSC preparation. Everything is there. But what I also notice is that they have this database of big database of question banks. They don't have this difficulty kind of adapting based on the students current kind of assessment. So those things are not there. So these are the two variations I see currently that is there in the market.
I'm done with my questions. Yatharth, to you for feedback.
Yeah. And I think just one more question,
Yeah,
because I think, okay, obviously with the advancement of AI, I see everywhere that, yeah, we'll use AI and maybe other people are not.
yeah,
So obviously we don't know what's happening in the background, right, with other
yeah,
players. But I think your whole emphasis on, okay, we'll have AI generating the question, we have AI evaluating. Assessment is very, very high stake, right? You
yeah, yeah,
can't afford to have incorrect questions. You can't afford to have incorrect marking,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
So what's your, how would you basically solve that whole problem? Because
Yeah,
LLMs will hallucinate, right? That
yeah,
100%
exactly,
accuracy is impractical. Even if we
exactly,
say we'll do it, I think it's impractical. So the
exactly.
question is that how are you trying to, or how will you actually solve that whole problem? Because I think the whole emphasis on AI is
Yeah.
there with this whole platform. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So right now, the target subjects that we are focusing is more math based, right? Mathematics and physics to begin with. So in that, the idea is that we create algorithms, right, for all the question generation and also for the answers, right? We create an algorithm which will kind of be the reference, right? Which will help generating the questions and which will also help generating the answers, and then compare the answers with what student is creating. And also we are thinking like we will have a subject matter expert as a man in the loop or human in the loop in the initial stage, where we are also evaluating how the performance of the algorithms are, and over a period of time kind of improve it, right? So that is what at least the initial thoughts are.
And what's your the first step, right? The whole, I mean, because I think what you're talking about is also seems like a very big product. But
Yeah, yeah,
what's your minimalistic thing that, okay, this is the first thing,
yeah, yeah,
one class, one subject, this is our launch plan,
exactly.
and which is user? Is it parent versus tutor? If you can just help answer that.
Yeah. So the immediate thing is for the 10th standard students, ICSC mathematics. That is what we are going to focus as a first step, and obviously we will validate it with parents, right? After that we'll focus on the tutors, because parents, the simple reason is that we can quickly go and connect our relatives and friends and kind of try it out. That is the thought. Maybe like 50 to 100 to see how it is working. They can use it for a few months and give the feedback, and based on that make the improvements, and if it is working well, then take it across to other users as well, tutors for example.
Got it. Got it. Okay, cool. No, that helped answer my question. So again, yeah,
Yeah,
thanks a lot, team, for
yeah,
putting this together. I
yeah,
know it takes a lot of time to basically put these things together and requires a lot of internal discussions. So I think overall, I I'm clear on basically the problem statement, what you're trying to target for. One concern or question is also around that adoption of this particular product is something I think I just have concerns around, because while tutors might have that feedback, but the learning curve with B2B setups, right? I mean, I'm calling this tutor as a business
yeah,
only, right?
yeah,
So I
yeah,
think the whole adoption and everything is could be a very, very tricky thing. So I think that's my one concern. My other concern is that while parents wants to subscribe, parents wants to track, will the child actually go take the assessment so that parents will actually get to know about it? Oh, how am I performing? I see concerns there, right? That how much will kids actually listen, say, oh, because my parent want to understand that,
yeah,
let me go and take that. So I think that's my worry.
yeah,
So I think, yeah, these are basically the challenges I see with this one. But, oh, and I think overall, I think because your dependency on AI and you're talking about algorithm and also seems a little complicated to me.
yeah,
So this is where I think, yeah, should be, I think you should evaluate that.
yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, my overall feedback for that reason will be three.
yeah,
Uh, Primarily, as I mentioned, that, yeah, I think one thing is that the entry into the market and the whole development of the product is something has to be thought through. On the other hand, the adoption, the accuracy, and everything, and maybe even expanding to businesses, I don't know how easy or difficult will it be.
right.
So yeah, I think that's kind of my overall feedback. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you want to give the score and then I'll go the feedback or?
No, I just said three.
Oh, you said, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and like I like the overall flow of the presentation and the detailed market sizing analysis that you've done and the clarity of the target persona and the actual problem statement of what is their problem, whether if it's a parent and a tutor, like the way you brought the other user, which is the actual end user who's going to be benefited, which is the student. So, and the problem is real. How many platforms you have? I'm pretty sure this is a real problem that people face. So, those are all the great parts. And the one feedback that I have is on the MVP, the demo which you showed.
Yep.
It felt like more of a POC than MVP. For the very big difference between a POC and MVP, you got to go full length. Like Yatharth also mentioned, take a market, take a subject which is your very clear, but go for like completely what you would give. So it could be more of a MVP than a POC is my thought on that. So that's my feedback, and yeah, you can evaluate your option, etc. Also based on that MVP. So yeah, my score would be like 3.5.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And here's the time to vote for team 2. Komal, Anand, James, and Deepak. Please scan the QR code. You will be having 30 seconds of time. I think you are not able to give the votings, right?
Yes, Aditya. We
Please
cannot
try
see any
now.
questions.
Please try now. You're able to?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we'll have the scores now. Thank you so much, Team 2, for your presentation. And next we have Priyanka and Vanilla. Priyanka, you're there?
Yeah, I'm there. Can I share the screen?
Okay, give me a minute. Okay, now you should be able to.
Okay. No, it's disabled.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay, could you please try now?
Yeah.
Can I start?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, good evening. Today we are going to present about a product farm to market. Farm to market is an agricultural innovation which is aimed at bridging the farmers and the bulk buyers. Despite agriculture being the backbone of India's economy, farmers go through a lot of struggles, like right from cultivating to harvesting, to storing the crops, to transporting those crops and to selling them. They do a lot of work, but despite that, they end up receiving a very low returns only. On the meanwhile, the other side, if you see, the buyers have issues like receiving inconsistent supply of products, and even the freshness of the products are not up to the mark. So to bridge all this gap, we have come up with this solution of a transparent, efficient, and a digital marketplace, that is farm to market, which bridges both the buyer and the which was the farmer and the buyers. Next slide. To know more about this, we try to understand the problem what we are facing in this issue. That is the broken system between the farmers and the bulk buyers. Farmers mostly have to go through middlemen to sell their crops. They are not able to reach the market directly without the help of the middlemen, and they face issues like limited access, and prices are mostly exploitative, and even they face delay in receiving the payments from the middlemen sometimes, and buyers face issues like the consistency of the produce is not stable, and even the pricing is not predictable. Sometimes it is high or low, and supply chain also, it is not very like certain. That is why we are building the system. Next slide. To validate the problem that we are seeing, we had interviewed 23 farmers from Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu. These are mostly small and marginal farmers selling wheat, rice, and vegetables. Next slide. In our market research, we tried to find out how the farmers sell their crops today and what the key problems that they're facing. 50% of them sell their crops in the local markets, and 56% of them feel that the prices are controlled by the people who are buying it, and many of them are forced to sell it for cheaper prices, sometimes due to the product produce getting spoiled. Next slide. So this is the overview of the survey that we have done, which I've explained just now. And we also found out the readiness from the farmers, if how ready are them to move to direct market. So 69% of them felt that they would be benefiting from direct selling, and also 78% of them had a smartphone which will enable them to use our product. And the top concern that most of them found was that they are faced was that they were finding issues in getting the right buyers. Next slide. This is also the overview. And with our survey insights, we found a farm to market solution. You can do a comparison of the survey insight, which is directly mapped to a farm to market feature. For example, if you see the dependence of the middleman was directly linked to a direct farmer buyer marketplace. Price uncertainty was linked with a transparent pricing model. The payment delays were helped with digital and timely payments, and so on. So from this, we ensured that we just did not have a solution just like that, but rather we found the actual issues and we created a solution for that. Now I'm passing on to the presentation to Priyanka.
Okay. Moving forward, if we talk about the jobs to be done, farmers wants to sell their crop at a fair price, and they need to get paid on time and also have buyers where they don't have to be dependent on the middleman. Whereas if we talk about the buyers, they want consistent quality, predictable pricing, and a stable supply of produce. And that is where our product farm to market comes into picture. It is designed to solve these core jobs directly by connecting both the sites, that is farmers and buyers, by a single platform. So moving forward, if we talk about the pains, today farmers face multiple pain points at the same time. They face pains like low prices, which is decided by the buyers, delayed payments, or the lack of buyers at the right time, and due to which their crops are spoiled. Buyers also face few challenges like inconsistent quality, unreliable supply, and price fluctuations. And hence, our platform acts as a painkiller by removing the middleman dependency and bringing transparency into prices, platforms, and supply. Moving ahead, if we talk about the gains, so farm to market create a very meaningful gains for both the parties, that is for bulk buyers and the farmers. Farmers can benefit through price realization, assured demand, and timely digital payments, which improves their income stability. Whereas if we see about buyers get fresher produce, lower procurement cost, and a predictable supply. Moving next. So here we come towards a platform. So I would like to introduce what a platform is all about. Just a second. So this is a platform that we have designed here. Farmers can directly, list their products, and bulk producers can search the farmers with the products that they need, and they can directly place the orders. So if I go and browse any products here, let's say for this basmati rice, we can see when the harvest is done, how much it is available, what is the minimum quantity, where it is originated. Also, we can place the order here. We can see the farmer details. And if I click in any of the farmer's profile, we can see where the farmers is originated. And we can see the reviews and ratings and the other produce that he has listed here. Now, if we move forward, sorry, just one second. Now, if we move forward towards the business model canvas, to ensure that the farm to market is a sustainable, we designed a business model canvas here. Our value proposition is to provide fair prices and assure demands for farmers, while buyers get consistent quality and traceable sourcing. We also maintain a customer relationship through a self-service portal, dedicated support, and a community engagement through rating and reviews. Our main channels includes the mobile, will be including the mobile and the web platform, field agents for farmer onboarding, and the communication through SMS and WhatsApp, which will make it easy for the farmers. Also, our key customer segment will include small and marginal farmers, including buyers, bulk buyers like retailers,
Priyanka, you
restaurants.
have 3 more minutes.
Okay. And farmer produce organization. This is the other part of the business model. Because we have lesser time, I'll just quickly move on to the cost structure. So the cost structure that will be incurring is development and hosting, marketing, and other cost structures. Also, the revenue stream will be earning the commissions through GMV, premium listing, subscriptions, and value-added products. So moving forward, I'll pass on the slide to Tushar.
Tushar, you're on mute.
Sorry. Thank you, team. As my teammates earlier walked through the problem statement, research, and business model canvas, let's deep dive into the core features. The core features of our farm to markets are the logistic and delivery coordination, leveraging the trusted third party partners for a facilitate efficient farm to buyer transportation. Second is the quality assurance and feedback, implementing the robust rating and feedback system to encourage continuous quality improvement and foster the transparency. Next slide, please.
Just one second.
Value proposition which we are giving by farm to market is for the farmers. This is a increased profit margin, transparent pricing, and assured demand and prompt payments, and optimized production planning for their upcoming orders. Next slide, please. Benefiting for the buyer, it is a reduced procurement cost, consistent tracement and trackable supply, better quality control, and fresher produce, reduced price volatility, reduced procurement cost. In the case of we are evading the total middleman change from this farm to market, our platform. Next slide, please. Market valuation for this farm to market, we got two personas as per ethnography says, behavior, aspiration, goals. We got we got many replies, but from that we have selected two. Here is a Mr. Durga Prasad, who is a farmer from the Madhya Pradesh, who is produce wheat, but he believes in the quick sales and prompt payment. While there was another. Next slide, please. He's a Shubham Desai from the Maharashtra. He produces vegetables, and his main concern is crop spoilage and transport issues. Despite two personas, their fear is only one, that crop payment and crop spoilage. Next slide, please. Our MVP for the farm to market is farmer onboarding and verification. This is the necessary for excluding middleman and other who is in business of that, to ensure our buyer to get 100% 100% original wheat, or not get rebanded and rebadged produce. Basic marketplace listing, it is for to get their in-hand offerings for that, and order payment and management, facilitating for the secure order and placement and transparent tracking of their order. Next slide, please. conclusion, we have validated real pain from this market, farm to market. We have designed this solution for grounded our news, our
Tarun,
needs and
Tushar,
measure.
your time is up. Okay,
Okay.
you can take another 30 seconds.
Okay, and we have demonstrated how the farmer and buyer model improve the transparency. Then farm to market, it is a sell directly, unfairly, and build a predictable income. Farm to market, it is not just a platform; it is a step towards providing fair economical value to the farmers and the buyer. And what farm to market makes unique, it is a hyper local sourcing, transparent pricing, and a direct farmer onboarding. This comes to an end, and we are open to a question. Thank you, Tim, and thank you, Juris.
Okay, so for the small change, I would like ma'am to answer and to ask the question and give the feedback. Shubha
Okay.
ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So I want to ask a question on like what does the farmer see? You showed a view of how the customer would buy. So what would the farmer see and what would it look like for a farmer as an experience? And then there is also one key point that came in as the food spoilage, and so it has to be done fast. How are you handling that key pain point in this platform? I didn't hear about it because you just show the availability like any marketplace and people can go get. But then, how are we ensuring that if we have, say, 100 kgs of cauliflower, like you showed, and you're ensuring that 100 kgs are taken care of through this platform because this intermediate buyers, right, they will buy all the 100 kg and they don't have to worry about it getting spoiled post that. So I can see how we're going to handle that one key pain point that came from all the farmers.
Okay. So, first of all, when we spoke to the farmers, I'll explain you what a journey of a farmer is. Firstly, whenever they go and buy, whenever they go and sell their products, they actually go to Mandi, and then there is something where the middleman purchases the product. So, if I take an example of a soya bean, they actually sell the soya bean at 50 rupees kg. That too of a very premium quality. And you're right that the middleman actually takes the entire produce that they have, and then that middleman goes and sell it to multiple people, and then at the end it goes to the retail, and then it comes to the end user or the consumer. And when it comes to consumer, the price is almost 170 kg of a premium soya bean. So that is the price difference, first of all. Second of all, we are directly targeting to the bulk buyers like institutional buyers, mess owners, or somebody who is, who will purchase in a bulk quantity, so that there will be enough demand for the farmers. Secondary, for the spoilage thing, will be there will be initially we can actually validate it through the videos and photos. They have to make a short video, and later on there will be a person who will go and inspect the quality. There will be a quality inspectors over the area who can go and inspect the quality of the produce that they have given. And coming up to the from where like how consumers will order, because the farmers can be anywhere. So ideally, we do not have it right now, but what we thought was, we'll put a system where, let's say, if I am in Bangalore and if I live in a Marathili region, I can only see the farmers close to like 50 kilometers or 100 kilometers, and I can order with those farmers only. I cannot order from anybody who is living in Gujarat, who is living in Mumbai, because that is not something which is realistic and also feasible thing.
And the second question was, what would the farmers see? What's the view for them? Like,
Okay, so what they can, are you asking for the dashboard or how they are going to list, or like?
do you have an app for the farmers? Because you said they
Okay.
all have smartphones. So are you thinking
Yeah.
app or only WhatsApp SMS? So I didn't understand that part.
Okay, we are thinking of both website and app, and they will get the notifications over the WhatsApp and SMS. Anybody, let's say I am a consumer, I can see the numbers of the farmer also, and I can directly contact with the farmers there itself through their WhatsApp number or the phone numbers. Secondary thing is, there will be an app where they can easily go and basically list their products. So, and how the delivery part will be looking like, I'll just show you. So here is a dashboard that we have designed for both farmer and buyer. So this is a farmer dashboard. He can see all the products that he has listed, the total orders that he has got, and the total earnings that will be there. He can see what are his listing products. Once the order is placed, he'll have the authority to accept or reject it, because there could be a possibility that he has listed that he has 50 kg of rice, but let's say if it is sold out and he does not have the rice anymore, so he has the authority to accept and reject the order. And he can see the status of the order, like where the order is exactly, it is pending or delivered or anything else.
He says this in a mobile phone.
I have only this. I have only designed the website. I do not have the app, but it will be both app and website.
That's all I had.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Cool. Yeah, I have a sorry. Yeah, I have a few things. So I think when you're talking about farm to market, I see you not like a farm to market, but I see this as more like replacing that middleman who's doing it offline with the online platform, right?
Yes.
Because I mean, what you're talking about is bulk buying. It's not an end consumer. So you're another middleman. Maybe your margins are lower
Yes.
compared to that middle guy. But that's how I see this product. Is that right?
Yes.
Got it. So, which is like you are trying to okay, compete on a basis that okay, we have lower margins and maybe we are online and maybe we have more transparency,
Yes.
right? Got
Yes.
it. Now, on the other hand, I think you also talked about the quality control part of it.
Yes.
So is that around spoilage, which Shubha also basically touched base upon, or is it something else, that quality of this item or it's pesticide free, those kind of quality controls you're talking about, or what exactly do you mean by that?
It will be the overall quality of a product. So whenever a farmer is listing a product, he has to give the quality, grading. Let's say it's a grade A product, grade B, on the basis of the size, color, freshness, and other parameters, and it will be directly visible to the consumers also. Also, we'll do a quality check, because there could be a probability, I'm a farmer, I'm giving a grade A quality to my product, and when it reaches to the end consumer or the bulk buyers, they feel that the products are not good. So initially, we'll be asking the short videos and photos of the product, and later on, there will be a quality inspector who will go region wise, who can go and check once that how is the produce quality, and there is a rating and reviews also, where the customer can actually review and rate the farmers, how he's giving them or delivering them the produce.
Got it. And is there a, for example, when the buyer comes in, right, they give a
Mhm.
guarantee that, okay, I am purchasing 100 kg,
Mhm.
but you are completely dependent on the end buyer, right? That you can list, if they purchase, this is what gets sold, right?
Mhm.
So my question is that, do you see that as another player, that okay, you list on us also and it's okay to sell some through the buyer and something like that, or you see a complete replacement because there is no guarantee with you, but the other buyer who's taking more margin is guaranteeing, right? That you have 100 kg or 1000 kg, I'll purchase whole of it and it's my problem to manage. That's why they are even taking a higher margin.
Okay. Uh, so basically, we are not going to purchase at all. We are a platform that is bringing two different parties into a single, place. And what will happen is, if any so initially, I'm sure they will be listing it at our platform also, and they'll be going and selling into Mondays also. But later on, if they list it at our platform, and if any buyer comes and buy the product, and they'll have to make a payment, which will be to us, and it will be hold until and unless the produce or the crop is not delivered to the consumers, because there could be a probability if the payment is done and the farmer is not delivering the product, or there could be some other concerns also. So yeah, so initially there could be a probability that they are selling it in Monday also and selling it at our platform also, but later on we'll try that they only sell it at our platform, and we are also having a verified farmers in that case.
Got it. Got it. Cool. And I think just on the delivery part, is that all handled by you, which is somebody places the order, so you are taking care of the delivery?
Okay, so Yatharth, currently I have not like mentioned it in my platform, but later on there will be two options. Customer can either choose for self delivery, where they can actually self pickup, where they can actually go and pick up the produce from the farmer itself, and they don't have to pay the delivery cost. And there could be a like they can also choose the delivery from our platform, where we will go and pick up the produce from the farmer's place and deliver it to the at the doorstep of the consumer, and there the delivery charges will be applicable. So there will be both the types of delivery.
And delivery charges are being paid by the buyer, or is it
Yes,
the seller? Buyer. Okay.
yes.
Got it. Got it. Cool. I think these were the questions I had. Yeah.
Subha ma'am, you want to go with the
Yes,
scores?
I can go with the feedback and the score quickly.
Sure.
So I think the one I like the way the whole flow was very easily put together, very easy to understand the problem statement and what are the farmer pain points. And I like the way the customer survey has been done with a lot of real farmers and the way you showed that the kind of spread of farmers that you spoke to and got the feedback. My the areas where you can actually focus on more is I felt you only solved for one problem, which is the price aspect with the middleman, and not really have a solution for how you would take care of the 100% of what they produce is sold. So you may really need an algorithm to ensure that the 100% is actually bought within the time frame. So you are assuring the farmers that that will be taken care of. Somewhere there you got to make the platform strong, and there's analysis of like you also are going to incur a transportation and so on problem. So uh, how are you going to be more cost effective than a middleman who takes certain transports and gets them the money? I didn't hear a lot of that. So these two, I think you will have to focus on. My overall score would be 3.
Uh, can I add to that point? I just have an answer for that. So let's say if you see the chain, majority of the institutional buyers buy from the wholesaler, because we also contacted with the mesh owners and everything. They were like they go and buy it with the wholesaler. But any product or any produce to reach to wholesaler, there is a three-person sitting in between. First is the mandi person or the middleman. Then he goes to a specific city where they keep all the things, and then it goes to wholesaler, and then it goes to retailer. So there are two persons who are sitting. So if a middleman purchase the produce or any vegetable at or anything at a 50 rupees, he'll sell to the other person at 70 or 100, and then it will go to wholesaler at 120, and then it will go to retailer at 150, and as a consumer, as an end user, which are we, will be getting it at 170. So the chain is somewhat like this. I'm telling we'll eliminate everything. We'll only have our platform where they can actually purchase it, let's say at 70 or 60 rupees. So it will be benefit for consumers also and for the farmers also.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, that's all.
Cool. No, I think I'll
You
say
have given
plus.
the scores, ma'am?
I did. I said it's a 3.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So I
Yes, sir.
think, yeah, I think on my side, yeah, I will say I think +1 to whatever Shiva mentioned. I think I'll echo the same. So I think overall, I think, yeah, the problem statement and everything was very, very clear around what all problems do you see in the market. And I think it was well captured in your user interviews and everything. So I think that was, I think, very, very beautifully laid. But again, I think Shiv also mentioned that while one part of it is that you list them and then you'll basically remove the middleman, but there are n number of other nuances which basically needs to be tackled, right? For example, I agree that maybe there are three middlemen, but there are other reasons, right? That everybody's committing to basically buying the 100% feed. The second part is that, let's say there is an end day delay here, right? From the time it's harvested to the time it's cut and delivered, maybe there's an end day delay, and you need to make sure it doesn't get spoiled. So maybe those people are even investing in that, right? There's a transportation, not like, oh, transport anything. Maybe they need a fridge for certain items, or maybe some kind of a proper arrangement to do the transportation. So I think all that has to be considered, but I think it's okay, right? Because I think obviously not everything could be done in a 10-minute presentation, and maybe you might have given it a thought, but I'm just trying to highlight that there are more parts to the problem, but the solution seemed like only one was the focus area. So I think you should look at the whole supply chain, because these kind of models succeed on their execution more than basically on this idea or basically having a website. So that's that. On the other hand, yeah, I think overall, I think anyways, you showed that what kind of a platform do you see with the farmers and all. Other thing, which again, I don't know, is that a real problem or something, but how tech savvy the farmers will be, how will you onboard and make it easy for them? Because you're saying, right, click the right pictures. Do they have the right phone? Do you need great quality pictures to do quality control and all, right? So how will you handle that in real life? So has to be accounted for. So I think these are the things I'll just say that has to be considered, but I think that's more on, let's say, the final solutioning thing. But I think overall in the presentation around the problem, the discovery and everything, and the interviews and everything, I think was well laid. So yeah, I think my feedback or basically my score for that will be 3. I'm sorry, I've just given 3 to all, but I think because somebody did some thing good in one area, somebody did something good in some other area. So that way just seems like one single score, but I think that's where the subjective feedback comes into play. So that everybody should not just look at the number, but I think they should look at the overall feedback, the subjective feedback we as a jury are giving, so that you can focus on the right areas and not think, okay, everything was the same. So just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, ma'am.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, team. And now, let me share my screen. It's time to vote. Priyanka and Tushar. You're able to open the feedback?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We'll have a look at the scores now. Thank you so much, Team 3. And here we have our last team, Team 4.
Hello, good evening. Good evening,
Raunak.
everyone. Yeah, Aditya, can you hear me? This is Remit here.
Yes. Hi, Remit. So who is going to share the screen now?
I'll share the screen. Raunak unfortunately couldn't join us,
Oh, is
so
it?
I'll present the entire thing. I hope that is okay.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for joining.
Aditya, I'm unable to share my screen because it seems to have been disabled.
Yes.
Could you please enable it? Thank you.
Now you should be able to.
Yeah, give me a second. I think you'll be able to see my screen now.
Yes.
Which shows Digi Health, hopefully.
Right. Yes,
right.
we can.
Yeah. So shall I begin?
Yes, please. The time is yours.
All right. Thank you. Hey, good evening, everyone. We are about to present a short view on Digi Health.
Sorry to interrupt. I think you can go to the slideshow mode, so that will be
That's,
convenient.
yeah, that will be better indeed.
Yes, you can. Thank you.
Yes. Hey. Yeah. So we are presenting and introducing DigiHealth to a problem we are just about to introduce. This was worked upon by my partner Ronak and me. Unfortunately, Ronak couldn't be here, so I'll take the panel through the entire presentation. Um, the current landscape of a problem that we identified was we have very fragmented healthcare records in India. We manage it across WhatsApp chats, maybe lab PDFs, different hospital portals, chats within family members, etc. This fragmentation leads to very rarely doctors and caregivers having complete access or a consolidated medical history of a certain person. I think most of us would have faced this at certain point in time in our life, whether it be for ourselves or for anyone else. Now, why does this fragmented record create problems? You probably end up doing tests which are not needed. You would have done it last time, but because we couldn't find the record, you have to do it again. It increases caregiver burden because there are parents or typically youngish people, maybe in 30 to 40s, who typically manage elderly parents as well as young kids across vaccinations, coordinating between siblings for their parents' medical history, etc. There's a lot of burden that comes down, which slowly increases, right? It also leads to clinical inefficiency. Doctors have to order perhaps repeated tests, and they don't give a uniform view of what the medical history of the patient has been. And this results into a lot of systemic inefficiency, preventable cost, and dangerous gaps. So who are we trying to solve for this particular problems? We are focusing on three use cases. This is parents managing children's health, adult caregivers, and primary care physicians. And now on to focusing on how we propose to solve this problem, right? So we are introducing DigiHealth, which will be a solution to this problem. It's a comprehensive platform that will consolidate all medical records and improve care for the patient in a continuous and streamlined manner, right? It will actually primarily help us with three things. It will have unified records, you will have instant access, and there'll be smart sharing, whether it across family members or across clinics or across doctors. That's a proposed solution. Now, how did we go about identifying potential solutions to this particular problem? We conducted customer interviews, and our research objectives were kind of framed here. We wanted to understand how they manage their current medical data. What are the critical pain points they have? What are the emotional stresses and decision-making challenges they face on a day-to-day basis? What is the validating a kind of a desirability of a unified record platform? And gather other qualitative insights so that we could shape user personas and prioritize our MVP features. What was the scope of these interviews? We spoke to caregivers through telephonic sessions as well as physicians. And with caregivers, we had a more open-ended, deep dive discussions regarding daily record management, specific retrieval challenges. One of the interesting things was someone mentioned that when they go to the doctor is when they actually perhaps just kind of look at consolidating everything, right? And that often becomes in a very you don't have enough time to kind of consolidate everything, right? So we did open-ended discussions with both caregivers and physicians. Some of the questions we posited them with was, for instance, for caregivers, we asked them, walk us how you manage your child's or parents' medical records. Tell us about an incident, which is what I was narrating just a while ago, and what this missing information has resulted in what kind of problem. One of the things they mentioned was often they do a test, they come back and see, and while cleaning up something, they figured, oh, this test was already done, and had a slightly different result over that, which could be very important for a doctor to know that, right? Similarly, for physician questions, we again had slightly open-ended, broad questions, but with a specific purpose. For instance, how do they typically reconstruct a patient's medical history when they come and visit, etc. Right? So this was our approach for interviews to caregivers and physicians. Taking a quick step back, taking an overall picture of what is potentially the market sizing of such an opportunity. We anticipate about 87 million users to be the TAM of this, taking an urban penetration of 36%. We at least immediately assume it's addressable for about 20 million users. And something that is obtainable out of this on a conservative, moderate, and aggressive basis is 1 million to 3 million users. So that is what we estimate as the market sizing for this. Now, what could be typical considerations after we have considered market sizing, problems, solution, etc.? That there could this particular feature, given medical privacy, etc., there'll be a lot of compliance, and privacy related issues, right? So we have to navigate these issues with DPDD, Act compliance, health data security, localization of data, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, interoperability standards will have to be met, and identity and access governance will be very, very crucial. Now, stepping into the product for detailed personas, 3 people, sample personas, Abhishek, Neha, and Dr. Vikas. Idea for someone like Abhishek, who is a parent managing children, is keeping history organized, right? Avoiding repeated vaccination, have a clear view of what vaccination has happened, has not happened. For Neha, who could be managing her mothers, we typically they could be now moving in and staying with them, and the history before that is perhaps not available to them. So the complete access to their medical history, the medicine history, etc., is very important. And for Dr. Vikas, accurate care delivery or clean historical summaries essentially is what is required. Right? During our user research, this were the key empathy problems that we looked at, right? How do they typically feel is what I would like to focus on, which is the bottom right quadrant. They often feel overwhelmed, anxious, stressed, guilty, and determined, but not over a continuous basis, but at the time when they are about to go to visit a doctor or have a medical appointment, right? Because of a fear of fragmentation, fear of missing out any data. And that's why what do they do typically? They keep prescription WhatsApp, search phone frantically, maintain incomplete physical files, etc. Now, for the physician, what would be the issue? How they typically feel? Again, bottom right quadrant, given a lack of time, I would like to focus on. They're frustrated by typically a lack of history. And then they're concerned about diagnostic risk. That is what, and our approach was to kind of how would we simplify this workflow for both set of users. So therefore, what is the value proposition? Our core jobs to be done are maintain complete history. We want to access records during consultations and take informed clinical decisions, right? In terms of value map, what would they help us in terms of pain relievers is we'll have auto organize of all formats into categories. We will have a timeline based history for instant clarity, one tab secure sharing. Other game creators that will do are we will have smart reminders of vaccines, follow-ups. There will be a clear doctor summary card saying this is what a doctor has to support. And additionally, we will have multi-profile support for all the family, right?
Vimit, you have 3 more minutes.
Thank you. In our first features, we'll probably look at core features of multi-format upload, so that data, whether it's to WhatsApp, PDFs, etc., is managed. We will have multi-profile management. We'll have a chronological time view and a physician summary cards. Later on, we'll probably have lab trends we would like to add to, and perhaps AI risks and risk flags, which would kind of feed back into the patient's own health risk, etc. Right? So that's what we have for future. In terms of the value that is provided by this on a day-to-day basis, huge functional value needed to stay. Everyone likes to be organized, especially when it's come to medical history. The emotional and social value I find would be really clear. We'll have peace of mind. There'll be no last minute rush to kind of solve anything, and there'll be great social value in terms of being clear about how to manage parents and kids' health, right? For our MVP scope, we are focusing on these 3 things. We want to capture the records, we want to organize it properly, and we want to be able to prepare a summary card showing all of this. Why do we think they will use this MVP? There'll be immediate pain relief in terms of, okay, they will address I can't find my past records issue, right? Physicians will benefit immensely, and because of this, it will trigger a growth loop where it will have adoption ease. What we are assuming primarily over here are that users are obviously willing to upload, right? And the hypothesis they were proposing to test is if the upload flow is simple and fast, hopefully at least 60% of new users will upload 5+ records within the first week. If this is clear, then I think we would have a good line of sight of where we are going to end at. We will do 2 experiments. One is an upload flow usability test. Number of uploads taken, the criteria was already mentioned. The second is the physician summary that we prepare and how frequent it is used by the doctors, right? And how we can hopefully integrate it within their own workflows as well, which is another phase 2 part of actually our app, where we would like to integrate with the clinic itself as well as diagnosticians, right? So this is how we'll tackle the MVP validation. What we expect to learn is, does it require more simplification, or do doctors want more context? Only 2 things. That's where I end right now. I hope within time, happy to take more questions or figure out, explain monetization models, etc., if the panel so requires. Thank you.
Ramit, you're just on time. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, we will go to Shubha ma'am. Your scores, please. Your feedbacks and questions, please.
Sure. The question I have is, when you say the doctor part, right? Like that, you mean clinics, right? Because
Yeah.
the big hospitals, like say Apollo, and all, they have their own integrated system. The doctor always sees the history as soon
Yes.
as you go there and you have a patient ID. So this is for clinics, right? That's what your target audience is.
So this is primarily a kind of a B2C phase. So if I can probably elaborate on it a little bit more throughout this phase, like uh, in the in the year one, we are just building out medical memory habit, right, for the customers. So the part where the doctors will be able to show it is where the patient will be able to show it on their phone, their medical summary, right, which the doctor can also refer. Subsequently, obviously, once we have to figure out an integration, then we'll be able to feed into their SAP or CRM and give that summary for that patient as well, because they'll be perhaps visiting other doctors as well. There could be different issues they're dealing with different doctors, which could be in different hospitals, for instance, right? So those kind of summaries, if it comes amalgamated in one instance, is where we like to play.
I believe you don't have like a UI prototype, right? So you just have the feature lists.
I have a Figma, if I may kind of. Are you able to see my screen, ma'am?
Yeah.
So this is what we have. It's a high fidelity mockup that we're trying to build up. A login, who is this for instance, medical timeline, how do you upload a record over here, for instance. They can add details. This would be the timeline kind of a view. There could be a doctor summary, which comes up saying, okay, this is it. This is the current medication. This medical summary can then subsequently be shared as a link to the doctor or whomsoever that we want to share it to. You can export it as a.
You also mentioned, sorry, that you were going to show like what's the change from this time towards the last time, the lab reports, the trends of how it's getting
Yes, yes,
better.
that would be a later phase. I mean, advanced features in terms of trends, etc. If you are able to have enough lab tests, for instance, your blood levels, etc., right? Key markers for your blood levels, etc. Given the percolation of AI, etc., I think it's quite feasible that you are able to capture all of that in one particular place and show it over trend, right? Which will be easy for a doctor also to kind of see.
That's all I have. Last question.
Cool. I think I have two questions.
Yep.
One on the monetization.
Yep.
And the second one on that, is it just a smart repository of all your reports, or you're doing a transcription and then basically also saying, okay, last time your cholesterol was X, now it's going up, down. So is that also part of the plan, or is it mostly just a smart repository?
It is, to begin with, it's a smart repository, right?
Okay.
Over time, yes, assuming, I mean, adoption increases and we actually are very sure that like almost perhaps close to 90% of the patient's record is with us, then that is something that I'm at least we are pretty keen that we can build on, for instance, right? Because then it becomes a one-stop destination for anything. I mean, to kind of give you a view in terms of where we are envisioning these as well, we're even looking at actually integrating where the person can actually book diagnostic tests, etc., with us only, even buy medical equipments eventually through us. So, I mean, that's how we are envisioning it gets built out. So, the way I look at the first question that you had, which is a pricing strategy, I hope you can see my screen. We'll have a basic plan, and then we'll have a premium plan, which we are proposing at 149 per month. So across, let's say, 1 million users, if you're able to get to there, assuming a 5.6% conversion of premium, we are hoping to have a ARPU of 1,430.
Got it. Okay. I mean, no, I think I'm clear on the pricing model.
Yep.
Having said that, is the pricing right and all? I think it's more of a broader discussion, so let's not go into that.
Yeah.
But I think another thing which in my mind is, I mean, as you mentioned, right? Maybe today they're storing it maybe on WhatsApp, maybe on Drive and something like that, right?
Yes.
But the thing is that how many, because see, the whole pain is that I think the pain is definitely very clearly laid out, right? That my
Yeah.
records are not in one place. And again, an amazing problem statement, which everybody will connect with.
Yeah.
But I think the devil lies in the details, that will everybody every time go and upload for each family member? Because I'm sure there'll be just maybe one person doing it, right? Because as a, I mean, I will, let's say, do it for my kids, I'll do it for my maybe even parents, and also will I be taking that time to doing the extra bit of just making sure all the records are at one place? So how do you think that problem you'll actually solve, or how you'll push it, right? Because I think it's all about usage. If you make sure people are actually coming and uploading, then only they'll see the value add. Even if they're only uploading 50% of the records, then basically anything you built over that may not create the, or basically help with the value add you provide. So how do you think you can make this whole process of making sure that upload the records easy?
Yeah, I mean, very fair point. In fact, that's the critical assumption that we have taken as well, right? That if you're able to convert during our experiment about 60% of our users who upload 5+ records, that'll be amazing. Now, having said that, so what are the key things which will influence that? Is how easily they can upload records, basically, right? How easily is it integrated with their other forms of record keeping? We do understand that there will be a friction in terms of the first time that the record has to be kept. Any subsequent record subsequently, if all they will have to perhaps do is just take a click of their consultation, assuming that we are not integrated with the clinic, take a click of the consultation they've had with the doctor and upload it on the app. If our initial upload flow of documents is very simple, I do think that subsequently that would mean like 5. Now that's like one more consultation, for instance, right? And that is a 6th. And I mean, the devil lies in the detail. You said it. I mean, we actually roll it out, and we are hopefully able to convince. But we do bank up on our seamlessness in with which you can do it, right?
But let's take a WhatsApp versus Google Drive example. How will
Sure.
your upload be easier than what, let's say, Google Drive or a WhatsApp upload is like today?
I think your Google Drive, you were to see it on your phone, going and downloading and actually checking, because your Google Drive will have multiple things.
No. I mean, I agree that. I mean, I'm talking about the step one. I'm not saying Google
Yeah.
Drive is a great solution or a competitor. I'm just saying that step one of upload, because that's in my mind the biggest friction.
Yep.
Will you do something different from, let's say, what a Google Drive upload or a WhatsApp upload or any other upload does today to make this easier for them? Or upload will be kind of similarly big problem that click 10 pages and then upload. So I'm just talking about that problem statement.
Oh, that problem, right? Got it. So no, currently we are dependent on them kind of clicking photos and uploading it. To be fair, we do not have a separate way. I mean, because there could be other ways, like we scan their WhatsApp, for instance, right, for such things. But I don't think that's something that will be easily provided, nor something that I want to ask at the first time itself of actually opening the app, right? Because that would probably not engender trust as much. So the first time, I do feel that if the user themselves upload, saying that okay, this is what I want to upload, instead of actually overreaching my proposition to them, which is going and scanning their Google Drives, etc., without not without, even with permission, I think that would be hesitation, right? So my initial phase of uploading will be dependent on the user actually uploading it. But the promise of the future clarity that everything will be organized is what we hope will drive the user to adopt this.
Got it. Okay. Cool. I think that's helpful. One idea comes to my mind, and sorry, I'm digressing from the format, but
Please do.
the way to ease out the upload could be just upload the video, right? I don't have to
Yeah.
do 10 clicks. My video is on, flip, flip, flip. You do the
Right.
processing, the data is there. That will
Right.
make the whole task comparatively because again, right, if you have to think from a end user perspective, 10 clicks or 10 file upload or whatever, it's tricky. If you just ask them,
Agree.
just flip, flip, flip or something. So maybe something to try. But okay, just came to my mind, so I just thought I'd share. But okay,
Agree. I'm going to call that as next time when I present as credits to you in my presentation.
Cool. Yeah. Sure, you want to go to Discord? Yeah.
The feedback for me is, I think it's a end-to-end, well thought through problem and a solution. And the problem is real. And also, it's just not the caretaker or the parent. It could be the patient themselves also, who want probably to master check year on year and watch the trend. And I feel the trend has to be MVP rather than the next step. But I like the way that you're keeping the MVP simple and then bringing that additionally. So much of AI that you can use here also. I can see through the whole solution to use that. And the well thought through, fully end to end, and I feel a view of competition of what are the apps that are available today, and how do you differentiate from them. That would have been a good one to see, because that's super critical if you putting a price point of 149 rupees per month. So you definitely can provide a few apps in the app store or the the Android store on, and show us that like how you would be differentiated if there is any app, if there are apps today. So that's a only feedback I have, and otherwise well thought through, like the way you did an end-to-end UI also, and the monetization aspects and so on.
Thank you so much, Shiva, for the feedback. Sorry, I couldn't resist myself. There wasn't enough time, so we put it. I had it. We couldn't go through it. We have a competitive kind of landscape analysis of what we look like over here. We have infrastructure plays, transaction platforms, consumer defaults. But yes, I was hard pressed for time. I had a tough time removing this slide out of the presentation. That's why. Really sorry about that.
Okay. Give a 4.
So your score is 4, is it?
Yeah.
And your score, sir?
Yeah. So I'll just go next. So I think, yeah, I think as Shiva mentioned, so +1 to that. So I think it was very clearly laid out presentation, and I think I'll also give kudos to the way you presented with the clarity of thought, right? So it was, I think, coming out very, very well. So yeah, definitely something very, very positive about the presentation. Yeah, I think the good part was that maybe most of the questions we had, you had already the slides prepared. So already you had given a thought, because 10 minutes is definitely a limited time, so you can go through. But I think the whole idea is that you already thought about it, you had the data and everything prepared. So I think that's something definitely good. Uh, Only one thing I would like to point out around, which I think even mentioned before, is on the adoption side of it. So while one area is that you're asking the end patient, but that quickly becomes like a bottleneck. There are power users, 1%, 5%, whatever, you just get restricted. It won't scale maybe beyond that power user stage, because a lot of people won't invest that time. So what will be your other strategy? What kind of partnerships or whatever I think you can do to get some of these things sorted? So I think that's something might be, again, more of a futuristic thing, but I think at least having a just high level view that these are the other things we can look at, I think might help. So yeah, I think overall, and yeah, I think the score, I think I also will give a 4 for this one. With yeah, the kind of whole thing was presented. So yeah, thanks a lot for that.
I also like the PHI, the health data compliance part that you covered. Yeah. That's very important in building app like this.
Yeah, I mean, we're interacting with people. This is the most private thing perhaps someone would probably share their medical history, right? So very crucial.
Thank you so much, juries, and thank you, Remit, for your presentation. Now, again, we'll go back to the share my screen. So it's time to vote. You can cast your vote by scanning this QR code on the screen. You have 30 seconds. Please scan the QR code. I believe you are able to scan.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's see the result now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, juries, for being a part of this today's Skillathon. I hope you had a good time here.
Yeah, totally. It was really nice, and at least I learned a lot on today's session. Thanks a lot.
Wonderful. So
Yeah,
we
thanks a
we
lot,
also
guys.
have a small certificate of appreciation for joining us, taking your time for this. Yatharth sir, for you and for Shubha ma'am.
Thank you.
Your experience, please, in a few words.
Shiva, you going first?
Experience of the session, right? It's I think I like the way at IPL mostly from whatever I've known in the past focuses on move where people want to move their careers from any other stream into the product management. So I like the way that there is a absolute end-to-end thought of first principle of product management that we could see from every individual that presented here. They not totally saw that as a full flow and the first principles of product management absolutely handle really well. And everybody having an outside in perspective of what should be done, is the problem real, and how do we solve for it, and so on. So I think that was absolutely fantastic, and also learned of real and new problem statements that existed, how we can tackle it in some of the surveys and some of the analysis and the market analyzing and all that is interesting to see.
Thank you
Great
so
job.
much for your kind words, ma'am. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, no, I think, I think first of all, thanks for the opportunity to reach out to me to be jury for this one. So I think definitely I'm obliged. I think overall on the concept, so I think overall with product management or I think any other person, the difference which happens is that while everybody else starts with a solution, the product manager has to go to the exact problem and then basically start from there. So I think that's what is the basic thing, right? Because the user will come to you, say, oh, can you give me this, right? There's a fourth theory, if you ask users what they want faster horses. So the whole thing is that everybody else starts from the solution. I want this, I want that. But it's the product manager's job to go to the core problem and start from there. And I think this whole presentation, which everybody did, so I think that was like exactly the structure which a product manager has to follow. Oh, what's the core problem I'm trying to solve? What's the market size like? What's the competitive landscape? And then going to the solution at the end. So I think that's the right mental model. So I think people should just keep that with them whenever, let's say, they are interviewing or even in their real product management experience. So I think that's something I definitely liked about the whole thing. So yeah, I think that's what I had to say. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Again, let me share my screen to you. Okay, so now we are at the very end part of our Skillathon, and I think by now everyone know who the winner is. Any guesses? The winner is sitting silently. So before moving, the winner is going to get a gift voucher of rupees 1,000. Congratulations. The winner is Ramit Paul.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Once again, a congratulations to you, and please share your experience, Ramit.
Right now? Oh, great.
Yes,
Okay.
please. Yes, please. The
Okay.
stage is yours.
All right. I think the experience has been great. I mean, it's a very challenging thing to present your idea, which you're probably inside out, and present it to someone else. At least, I mean, especially to an external jury entirely, right? Who will be kind of having thoughts on their mind as well, right? So that challenge of actually crystallizing that problem and breaking it down within 10 minutes so that we can communicate to someone is amazing, right? So that idea is a skillathon to kind of communicate it to very esteemed juries who will give us really pointed and crisp feedback, either constructive or improving ones, right? That's amazing as an idea. And my experience in terms of how it was conducted amongst all other participants, as well as I mean, my own presentation was proof that there were points at which we didn't think about, right? And hence my idea of actually putting in credits for Yatharth as like the video upload thing, right? Something I'll discuss with Ronak the next time we do. So my experience has been great, and all the other participants here, I was able to catch the fag end of some presentations. I think really well thought out and amazing presentations. So great experience. Thank you.
Wonderful, Ramit. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone once again for being a part of today's Skillathon. Until next time, see you all. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and happy weekend.
Have a good evening. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Bye bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.